There are tons of ways to make a few bucks online. There's a lot of also get-rich-quick schemes out there, and oftentimes those don't work. But when you put it into a realistic sense, like you can make an extra $10 a day, these things become much more realistic. So today I'm going to talk about how I made money by flipping Funko Pops. That's right, these things right here behind me. Yes, I do collect them, but I've bought so many more than I actually have on that shelf, simply because I bought them with the intention of reselling them. Now, I did this at the beginning of the year from probably about January to April before I transitioned to selling video games on eBay instead, just because I felt like video games had a bigger profit margin because I could buy them at a garage sale or a pawn shop, and if they were rare enough, oftentimes with PS2 or original Xbox games, I could make a pretty good profit. And I say PS2 and original Xbox because that seems like the generation that's really getting dragged through the mud right now when it comes to selling locally. Oftentimes I would see those games for, $1 or $2 a piece at a pawn shop or a garage sale, and it just seems like anything older than that, PS1, NES, and SNES, people are like, ooh, that's pretty old. Let me check how much it is. With the PS2, people just seem to slap a couple bucks on it. Regardless, the Funko Pops are a different thing. It's unique in the fact that if you want to get into flipping Funko Pops, you don't have to go to garage sales. You can actually just go to any of your local stores, and many of them do carry these pops, these vinyl figures. I'm talking you can go to Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Walgreens, you name it. Even GameStop sells these. Now, they each price them a little bit differently. Oftentimes, Walmart and Target are the cheapest. They're about $9. Some of the stores charge $10. Some of them charge $11. So oftentimes, your best stores to check out first are probably Walmart and Target, and they're probably also the stores that get picked over the fastest. Now you're thinking, who would want to buy one of these vinyl figures for more than, $9 or $10? Well, I didn't think anybody would want to do it either until I was able to successfully resell them. Now, before we get too far into this, I will tell you, I don't ever intend to resell any of the ones on my shelf. If they aren't in a box, they're not quite worthless, but they're worth like probably a third of what they'd be worth if they were in the box. The box is very important, and be sure that when you're buying these, you're buying them new, or at least buying them in the box, and the box is in pretty good shape. So the interesting thing about these Funko Pops that sets them apart from reselling other things, like I mentioned, video games from garage sales, is that these Funko Pops all are worth different amounts of money. You see, when Funko is making these pops, they make some of them be more rare or more scarce than others. In fact, some of them come with a little sticker that even designates that maybe they're store exclusive. Maybe they're exclusive to Target. Maybe they're exclusive to Walmart. Maybe they're, a chase or a special edition. So they come out, with stickers on some of the boxes that indicate that yes, it's a special edition. And then some of them are also just simply more rare than others. I remember when I was collecting for the Stranger Things collection, I was trying to get Steve, and for a while Steve was one of the more rare pops in the collection, even though he didn't have any sort of sticker on him. So they definitely make different quantities of each character, even in one series. And this is where the opportunity lies for flipping these. If you can go into Target or Walmart or, countless different stores, find either, the store exclusives that might be worth more, might not be, or some of those more rare pops, when they come out, you're buying each one for $9 or $10 depending on the store, and you're able to sell them on eBay for more money. That's one of the nice things about these. You know that if you're buying a pop, depending on what store you're going to, you're only going to spend $9, but the reality is the pop could be worth significantly more than that. And when the stores are pricing these pops, they don't take into consideration how rare they are, just simply because this kind of has that trading card aspect to it. You can buy a $3.99 pack of Pokemon cards and pull a $50 card, but you didn't know that because it was mixed in randomly. Well, Funko Pops aren't as random. You know what you're buying, but the shipment they get is random, and that's why they don't bother to price these individually. Now, obviously, the big concern that comes up is, how do I know how much a Funko Pop is worth? There are literally tens of, maybe even hundreds of thousands of different Funko Pops that have been made. How do you possibly know which one is worth more than the other, especially when some of them have different versions of the same character. In the case of, again, Stranger Things, when me wanting that Steve character, there are multiple different Steves that you can get. They each have a different outfit, and thus they each are worth different amounts of money because some of them are more rare than the others. So I use an app called Popspedia. Now I assume this is also available on iOS, and basically what this is a pricing index for Pops. So you see when I open up the app here, basically has all of the new ones that have come out. None of these really have prices on. You see this Missy one does $15, El Diablo $22. Nada. Now I do have my collection on here, the ones that are on the shelf behind me, and you can see many of them aren't worth very much. These are because, they're older ones. I knew they were going to be common ones, and they were ones that I simply wanted to keep myself. Now, the prices on these do fluctuate, even kind of from day to day, only a couple dollars, and these prices are actually based on the prices that they're selling for on eBay. So this app is actually drawing in the sold for values on eBay and then giving you an idea of how much the pop is worth. So you can see all the ones in my collection are worth less than $10 with the exception of Parzival. Now my wish list, you can see these are some of the ones that I was looking at buying. If I can maybe find them locally, I'm not going to buy them on eBay. But if I ever ran into these locally, I'd probably pick them up. Now, none of them are super expensive, except for Cameron's $23, because I don't get into collecting the super expensive ones just because I don't see the value in that. And I know other people definitely do, but my intention when I get it is to take it out of the box and put it on the shelf and never resell it again. Now, the search function on here, you can even scan a barcode. So I did this a lot when I was in stores. I would simply scan the barcode of the pop that I wanted to see the value of, and boom, it would instantly pull it up. So we can see some of the ones I recently viewed here. The Ken Griffey Jr. bronze one, which obviously is going to be super difficult to get, is trending at over $2,000. Another Ken Griffey Jr. here. Again, exactly the same pop, different outfit. All of a sudden, it's only worth $500. And, some of these are going to be not able to be bought in a store, right? Some of them are special to an event. I would assume that this special Ken Griffey Jr. bronze one is specific to some sort of MLB event, which makes it be really rare. But even the ones that you're running into at stores are going to have, varying values that could be higher or lower. You see Pikachu here. He was sold only at Target, so he was available in Target stores, and yet he's trending at $30. He was released in July of 2018. You can see the price was very high back in August. It's kind of leveled out around $30. I've seen that oftentimes, within the first week of the pop being released, you're getting pretty good value. Maybe 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after release, you could end up higher, or you could end up lower. That's kind of like the deciding point. And evidently for Pikachu, he went up even higher. But then it seems like after that, after the pop's been out for a month or more, the value is pretty much set. It's not going to change that much. And if it does, it's going to go down a little bit because new pops have came out that people are interested in getting instead. So you're saying, well, it sounds like there's some opportunities to make some money here, but not a ton of money. And again, like I said, this is a realistic thing that you can do. And I think that oftentimes when a store gets in a shipment, you get there and they happen to have just stocked the shelves, or you can tell the shelves haven't been stocked that long ago. They're not super picked over. Oftentimes I find that there are, depending on the size of the store, how many shipments they get in, oftentimes with each shipment, it seems like there are about 2 of them in there that are worth $20 or more dollars. Now that could be, $40, could be $30, could be $25, what have you. But let's say you pick up one that's $25 and you paid $10 for it. Well, your profit margin is $15. Now, if you're selling them on eBay like I did, it's going to cost you $2.50, 10% to pay the eBay seller fees. You're now down to having made $12.50. Now you also have to ship the item, and typically the shipping on these runs about $3 when you put them in a box that I was able to pick up from Walmart, a 6x6 inch box, 6x6x6, it's a complete square. It fits very well into that box without even really the need for additional packing. And those boxes cost, I believe, about 50 cents. So that's another $3.50 spent on shipping. I'd said you were at $12.50. Now you're down to you made $9 on that pop. Well, if you're able to do that multiple times, let's say you're able to pick up 2 of them, well, now you've made $18. You stop at another store, now you're up to $27. You can see how this can add up quickly, how you can take a pop that's worth $25 and net a $9 profit on it. Now, the other thing I want to mention is some of these stores do have pretty nice rewards programs that buying the pops can help you take advantage of. Stores like GameStop, Walgreens, Barnes & Noble, which is also a big seller of pops, have good rewards programs where you can earn points or other incentives for making purchases at the store. Well, if you're making all these purchases, you're buying $100 worth of $10 pops that you're turning around and selling on the internet, you're able to gain points that you can probably use to get some other cool thing at the store as part of their rewards program. So be sure to check those things out as well. I know Target, if you get a red card, you get 5% off. And that's not much, but it definitely helps the profit margins on each one. So flipping pops is, a very realistic way to earn a few extra bucks. It's not going to make you millions. It's not something that you can scale into a huge business. But if you want to get into flipping, I think this is one of the easiest ways to do it, just because you don't have to go to a garage sale or buy things used, and all the prices, all the values of what they're worth are right there for you, just simply by scanning a barcode. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Bailey, and I will see you in the next video.